More changes coming to college football in 2024, and another head coaching vacancy has been made available. Jeff Hafley saying, "See you later, Boston College. I'm off to the big leagues." Now set to replace Joe Barry as the defensive coordinator for the Green Bay Packers. And how we got to this point is why we're making this video, because this is going to be something that could drastically be another domino effect in the world of college football. But before we get into any of that, if you are new here, welcome on into the channel. Make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. We talk college football every single day, recap in 2023, a look ahead in 2024. So if this is your daily dose of college football content you need to survive the offseason, why don't you go ahead and join the party? Hit the subscribe button down below. Leave a comment telling me your thoughts on Jeff Hafley's departure. What does the future of Boston College look like? Who should they hire? And is this the first of many coaches we will see depart the ranks? Tell your friends, your family, your mortal enemies, best of bros, the drunk dude passed out in a Waffle House parking lot, Boston College fans, ACC faithful, and college football aficionados everywhere about this channel, because we're on the race to become the #1 YouTube show talking college football daily. Continue to follow me on social media at Mr. Cole Thompson, Twitter, X, Instagram. That way, conversations surrounding our favorite sport never have to stop flowing. Okay, so Jeff Hafley going to the NFL. He's ready for the next chapter of his life after what ended up being a very promising season for the Eagles. But Pete Thamel dropped a little nugget last night saying that Hafley's reasons for taking the coordinator job are rooted in the overall state of college football and the opportunity to work for one of the NFL's most respected franchises. I see the point on the latter half. You look at a place like Green Bay, what the atmosphere is like at Lambeau Field on a cold December night. You know that your team is about ready to be postseason bound, and they have an offense that seems to be humming at the right time and is only going to continue to grow. Promising times reside ahead for the NFC North franchise. So Hafley wants to be a part of it, and this is a team that can win a Super Bowl. Can he win a national title at Boston College? Who's to say? But the former part is the one that really catches your attention. The current state of college football. Thamel goes on and says he spoke to another coach that said he wants to go coach college football again in a league that's all about football. College coaching has become fundraising, NIL, and recruiting your own team and transfers. There's no time to coach college football anymore. He's not wrong. He really isn't. The lifestyle of an NFL coach and a college coach are drastically different. And I attest to anybody that gets into the profession of college football coaching. You are a godsend. You are someone special. It takes the elite of elite and the sickos of the sport, the sickos well past us as fans, to dedicate their life to this industry. Because in the NFL, let me tell you the schedule. The season comes to an end, whether it be in early January, after the postseason, whatever it is, you unpack. You unwind, you go home. You get to spend some time and quality moments with your family. You reconvene with the rest of the coaching staff 2-3 months down the line. And then comes early offseason workouts, and then comes OTAs, and then comes rookie minicamp, and then comes minicamp in general. And then we get another break where you get to spend a little bit more time with your family, maybe work from home, do a lot of Zoom calls, and then you get to go off and get ready for training camp. College football has no off date. There literally is no time for you to have a breath and come up for air. There literally is no moment where you're allowed to unwind, because whether you are at the end of the season re-recruiting players to stick around with your university, working with the NIL funds to make sure you have the right boosters and backing to bring in transfers, and still working the recruiting trail in your favor, who also are going to be susceptible to getting NIL deals, it's a nonstop job. And then as soon as the season comes to an end, you have to work the transfer portal, and then you get to go into spring workouts, and then you get the second wave of the transfer portal with fall camp coming in and a bunch of freshmen now having to learn the system, and fall camp is right around the corner. There is no time to coach. You need the best players right now, because at this point, all you're doing is offside work. So if you have an elite staff, which is the importance of college football at this point, elite staffs, not just a great head coach, you're in good hands. But if you don't, you're kind of paddling upstream with styrofoam paddles. That's all this is. And Hafley gets that. This is the future of college football. And we have seen more and more changes come over the last several years. Go back to last season. Anybody remember the highlight name that was hired? Sean Lewis. Well, if you know that name, you should, because he just was named head coach at San Diego State. But before that, he was an acting head coach at Kent State, goes and hitches his wagon to Deion Sanders, goes to Boulder, ends up having decent results, A little bit of miscommunication, doesn't get the play calling some days, does get the play calling some days, eventually gets the job with the Aztecs to replace Brady Hoke. It's a better job, absolutely, than Kent State, but he had to go get an offensive coordinator job to even be in the running for that position. And now you're seeing it once again. Mo Linguist at Buffalo and Kane Wommack at South Alabama just hitched their wagon to Kalen DeBoer as part of their staffs because they realize we live in a society where at one point it was always going to be group of 5 coaches slowly move up the ladder. What you do is you become a coordinator at the Power 5 level, you get a group of 5 head coaching job, and then slowly but surely, your name is going to be mentioned for a Power 5 head coaching job, unless you are one of the elites of elites. Like I would say Steve Sarkisian back when he was at USC, got the job at Washington. You want to throw him in when he was at Alabama for Texas. The same thing goes for a slew of other coaches. Kirby Smart falls in line. But even Lane Kiffin had to go from being an offensive coordinator at Alabama to the head coach at Florida Atlantic. So that's the changing times in college football. More coaches are actually saying goodbye to the group of 5, running their own program how they see fit because they believe they have a better shot of bolstering their resume being an assistant and calling plays on one side of the football instead of running a program. And this is going to continue to see. These changes are not going away anytime soon. Halfley might be ahead of the curve when it comes to everybody else in the world of college football, especially with these type of moves. You're going to get tired. You're going to be burned out. You're going to see coaches in the not so distant future. And I've talked about this on other videos where 2024 is going to roll around and you will see darkness in their eyes. You will see the bags protruding underneath their lids and you will feel their pain because they haven't been home and seeing their families. And someone's going to retire. Someone's going to say, this is no longer the game that I love. This is no longer the game that I signed up for. I got to go look elsewhere. And they're going to leave the sport all in general. You thought they had 20 more years. You thought maybe they had another 15. They could have won a national title. They could have been a conference contender every single year. But they got burned out by the sport. Halfley realizes that, and that's why he's going to the NFL. There'll be more time for him and his family. There'll be more time for him to better his situation when it comes to developing defenses, and there'll be more time for him to keep his mental health at an all-time low. That's going to be the new norm. And so Halfley is the first domino in this brand new world of college football where re-recruiting is a big deal. NIL is efficient. The transfer portal is basically recruiting 2.0. Oh, and by the way, while you're adding in players who are veterans that are going to be difference makers from the jump, you also have to bring in talent that is going to be a part of your baseline and foundation moving forward on the recruiting trail. No pressure there, guys. Just go ahead and continue to burn yourself at both ends of the candle until you're about ready to have a brain aneurysm and drop dead at 50. That's going to be the new norm of college football. So Halfley is the first of several coaches that is going to be in this situation. And the game of college football as we know it, it is a little bit different. It is completely on its axis from years in the past. And that's not a negative. That's just the way the game works. And again, took a special coach in this sport to be able to do what he has. It's going to be even worse moving forward. It's going to take that extra special, that elite of elite person, that difference maker, that superstar, that only eats, lives, breathes, doesn't have a family, nothing college football coach that's going to be running the show because it's going to take it out of you. And it's going to be something that we see constantly moving forward. I think in 2024, you will see someone walk away from the game, whether it be going to the NFL or heading into the broadcast booth. Dan Mullen's made a career out of it. And guess what? He's only boosted his entire persona when it comes to coaching moving forward. I love it. I love what he's in. But this is going to be the new normal college football. So Jeff Halfley leaving for the NFL. It feels uncommon right now, but I don't think it's going to be for the long term. I think very soon you will see coaches, Power 5, Group of 5. I would even say the best of the bunch. Feel out what's going on in the NFL and saying, maybe that's better suited for me. This sport, the one that I grew up loving, the one that I have dedicated my life to bettering, it's not what I signed up for. The NFL is closer to that. I'm going to go ahead and be a part of something special. That's going to be what we see. And I think it's going to happen a lot sooner than people expect. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching that video. Don't hit the X button yet. Make sure you hit subscribe to keep up with all of our daily content found on Just Saying It and anything else that we post on this channel. Bye.